Hi everyone, I'm Ajita Baburaj. I'm the Senior Instructor-led Trainer from MedLearn. I welcome all of you for this session on time management and I hope you'll all enjoy this session. So before we get on to the program or the presentation, a brief introduction about myself. So I've just completed 25 years of my service in healthcare industry. So I've been a healthcare operations person. I had done my master's in hospital administration and I've been working and associated with many of the corporate hospitals in Bangalore. I've handled operation role for almost 15 to 15 years. And after that, I moved into learning and development. So I have worked as a learning and development head in some of the hospitals. So right now I am with MedLearn. I am heading the instructor-led training program for MedLearn for past 6 months. We have conducted more than 5 to 6 webinars so far, and I'm sure some of you would have been already a part of those trainings. And we have our content which is already available in the website. People who are interested can log on to the MedLearn store and go through the content. You can have additional trainings. We have lots of contents available there for soft skill, clinical skills, and everything related to healthcare. And we'll be moving on with lots of trainings like this. And we look forward that each one of you participate and gain some knowledge through these sessions. And as far as today's program is concerned, I hope you all enjoy this and have some learning. And I'm sure you will be benefited out of this program and you will utilize this in your day-to-day activities. So moving on with the presentation. You all know this is a webinar. So it is more like me talking and we'll try to make it as not too much of fun, but as enjoyable as possible. And it is slightly different from a real time training program. Hope you all understand. But attention is very, very important here. Don't get distracted so that we can complete the program on time. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. From now, I won't be able to see anyone or any of your reactions if at all you put any message. And in case you have any difficulty in viewing the screen or the presentation or even a video, please let me know. All right. Thanks. Can you all see my screen? Please confirm, one of you, Subhashri or Sujita?
Yes, Ajita. Yes, we can.
All right. Once again, I welcome each one of you for this program on time management. This program is a general topic. So we are not going to talk anything specific to healthcare as such because time management is something that everyone has to follow in their professional and their personal life. So in today's program, the agenda are the definition and identify the benefits of time management. We will have an understanding what is time management is all about, how it is going to benefit in your career and your personal life, how you can establish priorities. It all depends on the prioritization, right? And we'll also talk about some of the techniques and methods which you can adapt, which will help you to handle the time effectively. Some tips for professionals, exclusively those who are working, how it is going to help them or how you can manage the time more productively. Some internal and external time wasters, right? It's all boiling down to the wasting of time. So how we can avoid that and how we can balance our work life. All right. And some Q&A session. So whatever questions you have, please reserve it towards the end of the session. Within my capacity, whatever possible, I can be able to give you a response. We'll start with a small video. Sorry, did you hear the audio? I intentionally paused it. There was a clock ticking. Did everyone hear that? Can one of you say, Subhashri or?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, all right.
What is ticking? Clock? No. Every tick tock that you hear is your life. It's getting less and less. You don't know how much time you have and you keep lying to yourself that you got time. If you don't take the right moment and do what you need to do, you're gonna regret later. Know that regrets doesn't bring back the time, but it wastes more of your time. Stop waiting for tomorrow or for that perfect moment. If you wanna do something, do it right now.
All right. Very true, right? So every tick of the clock we ignore or we didn't tend to, go unnoticed. That every tick or every second we are losing in our life. Everyone thinks, right? Whenever we get a project or when we get a work to do, when we have tasks to do, we think there are lots of time left. There's plenty of time. It's going to happen next week. We have 1 week left. So every second you are wasting or every second you are delaying the job, okay, you are coming closer to the work or the task. So don't see it is in a big scale, but every second is counted. So you all know we have 1440 minutes in a day. So every second you waste, you're paying for it, right? Because time is the most abundant tradable currency of life. Nothing comes as important and as costly as time in your life because this is something which you can't get it back. So now I think you all understand why is it important to manage our time effectively. So before that, what is time management? We just learned or we just saw the video. It only says the value of the time, why the time is important. So now what is time management? Time management is the process of organizing or managing your time. Basically, you should have a schedule for each activity. Today, the webinar is from 3 to 4. That is a scheduling. That is, you might have planned your work to attend this program. Isn't it? You might have had some work, you might have had some meetings, you might have something planned after this webinar. That's a scheduling what you do. So that is called the time management. So unless and until we have a process or we have a plan in advance, we cannot have an effective time management system. So what are the benefits of time management? The major or the best or the one of the top benefit is less stress and high self-esteem. Most of the people get stressed or they get depressed because they are not able to manage their work properly. They are not able to finish their work properly. Children get panic during exam because they're not able to finish the portions on time. Adults who are working, they are not able to, they get disturbed when the review dates are nearing or when an audit is going to happen because they are not prepared. They wasted lots of time. They are finding very difficult to achieve there or get prepared for the meeting or get prepared for the audit. A mother who's working at home, she gets little disturbed or she gets panic when she wakes up little late and the children and her husband and the other family members have to go for work and school because she is not yet done with her job. So everything boils down to time, and what is associated with that is the stress, which we are not noticing. So the one big benefit is it will reduce your stress and it will increase your self-esteem. That is, you are getting more confident. When you have abundant time in your hand, you're becoming more confident to face the challenge. Better work-life balance. Obviously, right? If you balance your work and your family and your time at home, you are able to balance both very well. This is a major challenge nowadays everyone is facing. So people don't have a choice, because they're not able to balance. They may have to either stick at home or they have to um, run and very adjustable life at home and then run their career successfully. Nobody is able to balance it together. It's only because they are not able to manage their time. Higher output, productive and innovative, right? If you have time to think and work and your output will be really great. You're becoming more productive, more organized and more focused. If you don't have time, you don't keep your things organized, you don't find the papers, you don't keep your files properly, you don't find the mail on time. So everything is disorganized. and you lack focus. You're not able to focus on your job because you're disturbed with something at the back of your mind. Career development. Somebody who's not following the time properly and your work is not organized, you're not focused, you're not productive, obviously it will hamper your entire career life. And more me time. So if you have time for yourself, that is the best thing one can give for one. That is a self gift, what you give it for yourself. Keep some time for yourself. That is possible only if you manage your time properly. Now let's see what are the implications if you don't follow the time properly, or if you have a poor time management system. You wake up whenever you want, you do things as and when needed, and not bothered. The time is just going away, and you're not at all bothered that your work is pending. So those kind of people, how they are going to pay for it? Poor workflow. Whether you're a student or a working person, or you're running a home or running a business, whatever it is, if you don't follow the time, your workflow will be very, very bad. So that, and then you waste lots of time and you'll not have control on anything, because every day is not going to be the same, right? Some days something happens very seriously. You may have to face a challenge because you have not handled, you have not done your work, and suddenly you something, some task or some challenges come in front of you. How you are going to handle it? It's out of control. Poor quality of work. When there is no time, what happens? It reflects on the quality of work, right? In a hurry, when you do something, what happens? You'll definitely go wrong, or there are high possibility that you will go wrong, right? So poor reputation. So all of them, a person who doesn't follow time and who's has a poor workflow, a person wastes time, who person doesn't have a control over anything, who doesn't have a quality of work, obviously it is going to affect your reputation in the system. Saying what? Not good enough to be in the system, not productive, isn't it? So I think people who are lazy, who don't complete their work, falls under this category. So it is very, very important that you have a proper time management system when you work, or even if you're not working. So what is needed for that? How do you manage your time? Everything starts with prioritization. We keep hearing this word prioritization. So how do you prioritize certain activities? How do you prioritize your work? You may have your own self prioritization, but does it work always like that? Does it always work as you planned? Not, right? Because you are dependent on so many other people. So many other people are dependent on you. So you may have to balance between everyone's requirement. So you have lots of, the priority comes in different forms. Predominantly, it comes in two forms, that is urgent and important. Right? There are some work which we call it as very, very important, and some of them are urgent. Some of them are urgent and important. So what is the difference? So importance are something which is leading to some goal and some success. Like when you are a student, your exam, your exam is going to come up in a month's time. So it's very, very important for you, but it's not like urgent. Correct? You have a meeting next week, or you have an audit next month. So it is very important for you, but it is not like urgent that you have to do it on the spot. You have time to plan. Okay, it is a planned activity, professional and personal, and deadline specific. There is a time. So those are categorized as important. And what are urgent? Urgent seeks immediate action, isn't it? Something very urgent. So usually the work which is someone else important task. So generally what happens if I am a person who's working in the front reception doing a billing job, and your manager comes and tells that, I need the bill details, yesterday's complete bill details right now. It's very, very urgent. So it may be urgent for you and for your boss, but it may not be so important for you. But you are working for the importance of your boss job, right? So that is also can be categorized as partially important but urgent for you, right? Consequences are immediate. So urgent work are something, if you don't do it immediately, you see the result immediately. Whereas an important, you have time. So what happens, important work also, if you don't do it on a timely manner, at one point of time, that will become an urgent work. All right. So to make it more clear, we can categorize them into four quadrants: quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in one for quadrant one, you get all the activities which is both important and urgent. That is something you have to do it right away. That is something, some urgent problem in a hospital, some patient party is beating up a doctor, or someone who's really panic situation, a mass casualty or something like that, which is very, very important and urgent. You can't ignore it. So, and even in your personal life, you will have situation which is both important and urgent. Quadrant 2, it is important but not so urgent. But it is as soon as possible, you have to try to finish those tasks, like some preparations, some value clarification, planning, relationship building, all these you can keep it a little slowly, but it is very, very important. Third quadrant, it is urgent but not so important. Like these are work which you can delegate and discuss and do with your colleagues or your leader or your subordinates. Okay, you can actually schedule those jobs. Like somebody is coming to you with a work. So what you can do, okay, who has to do this? Can I do, or can I give it to someone? Or your boss is asking who is free now. You have time to discuss. So those will fall under quadrant 3. In quadrant 4, not urgent, not important. So what are these? We generally do all these, right? End of the day, what do? You go through your social media, you check your not so important mails, you may make some calls to your friends, your friend might have called you when you were busy, you'll keep it aside. These are something which you can delay. All right, so this is a pattern in which you can categorize your prioritize to plan your time effectively. This is more in detail, I'm not going to get into that. All right, so now little bit, I hope you understood what is time management and how you can adapt that, or how you want to adapt it. But before that, you should analyze yourself whether I am managing my time properly, because some people doesn't want to agree that you waste time. Some people doesn't want to agree that you are into procrastination. So let's analyze. Take a quick quiz on yourself. I'll give you 3 to 4 minutes time. Quickly go through this. Give a rating for against each point. Give a rating. End of the end of 3 minutes, I will tell you what to do. The time starts now. If someone wants to say something, you can unmute and talk. If you
Please
have any
raise your
doubt.
hands if you want. If
So
somebody wants to talk.
yeah. It's almost 1.5 minutes now.
Sanjay Kumar, you can talk.
Yes, Mr. Sanjay.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, Sanjay.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes. So my point is around 30 to 32. 3032.
No, you need not have to disclose. It is a self-analysis. Okay, I will show you the meet. We have a analysis in the next slide. So keep your score ready. I will tell you what to do.
Sure, thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Sanjay. 1 more minute to go. Those who have already completed, please add your values together like how Sanjay did. Just add your score. All the numbers what against each ratings what you have given, please add up everything. You need not have to disclose anything here. This is not a test. This is a self-analyzing. So can I move on to the next slide? We'll see the score. Subhashri, can I? We
Yes,
don't have
Sanjay.
much time.
Yes,
Yeah, I
Sanjay.
have given almost 5 minutes. All right. This is the scoring guidelines and the interpretation. Okay. So those who have scored 1 to 19, okay, 1 to 19, sadly, they fall under the red alert category. Okay. That means they have to really work hard to scale up on their time management skills. All right. 20 to 39, you are doing good. Okay. But there is always a room of improvement. 40 to 50, you are doing absolutely fine. Please continue the same effort. Okay. So this is just an analysis on the spot. Okay. Just I gave you 3 to 4 minutes. Nobody is perfect. Maybe at this moment of time, you might have, maybe you failed to score a good rating. Probably you're doing a time management system well. But still, there is always a possibility of plus or minus 5 points, not more than that. Okay. So you please accept for yourself whatever you have scored and understand yourself, and you agree for the fact that you have to improve on your time management skill. All right, fine. So we'll move on. So uncover the time management process. So how do we do this? How do we achieve, or how do we plan our timings, and how we can balance everything properly with this 1440 minutes which is available with all of us, right? There is no way that we can increase or decrease it. That's all we have. How you will break it up. All right. So number one, set your own priorities. My priority is not your priority, right? So each one priorities are different. So never try to copy or try to shadow someone else. So you know your limitations, you know your challenges, you know the expectation from you, and you know your environment around you, you know your family very well. So you have to set your own priorities in your own way. All right. And your priorities and your goals has to be correctly set. You have to set something which is achievable. You don't overdo things. I am going to do like this. Nobody can change overnight. Everything should happen very, very slowly. It has to, evolve day by day. All right. Don't try to change anything overnight, and set goals in such a way that you can achieve it over time. Put a value for your time. Very, very important. When you are taking up a task, always analyze whether it is worth investing a time there. So when you are going to watch a movie, for example, okay, first point, what comes to our mind, or what we think, most of us, okay, I had to pay 500 rupees. Is it worth spending? We all think about it, right? But at the same time, you should also think, I am going to invest 3 hours of movie plus traveling up and down, everything, eating, all 5 hours. So is it worth investing 5 hours for this particular movie? It's individual choice. I just picked up one random example. Okay. Any work for that matter, please put a value for your time. Accordingly, you do that job. Stay focused. If you have taken up any responsibility or your daily job, you have certain job to do every day. Focus on that particular job. Don't get distracted. Try to avoid all the distractors which is coming around you. Plan ahead. Very, very important. This solves most of the problem. People are not planned. Why they are not planned? Because they have not set any goals. Unless and until you know what you are going to do for the day or for the next day or for the week, how will you plan? So you have to set a goal. It's all interconnected. You have to set a goal, and then you have to plan accordingly. Embrace time management technology. There are so many technology which is available, tips available. Try to follow those tips. Recognize stress. You should understand, okay, why am I feeling like this? I'm getting stressed because I'm not able to manage my time effectively. You may have many other issues or concerns, but this is something which is doable, because time management is something which comes from the nature, isn't it? The geographical the clock continuously work without any break. Sun rays and set on the correct time. So nothing is going to change. So within that time, what we can change that. There are many things which is beyond human control. You can't change that. But at least this, you can plan it very well. You are the master of your time. So some of the tools and technique, let's see how that will help you. All right. So this may not be the perfect scenario for each one of you, but almost 90% I'm sure will help you to manage your time effectively. The first, prioritizing and organizing. Okay. Declutter your workplace. ABC technique is nothing but what we saw, the quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4 mechanism. Try to follow that. It might help you to a large extent. And declutter your workspace. Declutter your workspace means not just the clutter around, the physical or materialistic clutter, but everything else. You will have lots of distractions coming on your way on your day-to-day job, right? You may have your friends suddenly dropping in, your colleagues suddenly dropping in and pulling you to the canteen for a coffee break, which is not planned according to you. But you will come under the influence of your friend and then you just leave your work, you walk with them, right? So you're not focused on your job. You're not determined. So prioritize and organize your work properly. Number two, maintain a to-do list. All right. A daily list, a weekly, monthly, yearly planner. It depends and varies from role to role. If you're in a ground person, you may have to probably plan a daily to-do list. Supervisor or team leaders, they have to maintain a weekly and a monthly to-do list. People who are in the senior manager and above, they have to have a yearly planner as well. Make a checklist which will give you a guidance on what is pending, why is it pending. Okay, I've done this. We feel so happy to see that, every time when you tick, so much of relief that you have done with it, right? Keep a diary. We all nowadays, people have forgotten even to write. Okay, get into the habit of maintaining a diary. Okay, I did this, I should have done this, I've not done it. Keep a diary, get into the habit, try your level best. It is a good habit, that's all I can tell you, but ultimately it's your choice. Overcoming procrastination. This is one of the very, 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 what to say, killing factor, which leads into very poor time management. What is procrastination? It is delaying things. We keep aside. We'll see later. We'll see next week, or let it be there. So why, whom do you call as procrastinators? They are the avoiders, the optimists. People are very, very, sometimes optimism is very, very good, but sometimes it is the overconfident. Nothing will happen. We'll have time. We have sufficient time. Remember the video? Okay, every time you're wasting, our life is becoming shorter and short. Okay, it's not increasing. People think we have lots of time. Actually, we are coming closer to our target. So optimism, sometimes it's not good. Pleasure seekers. People, they're basically lazy. They find happiness in that small pleasure what they get by delaying that work. It's okay, keep it aside, let's go for a movie and come. So that small pleasure, but their major responsibility is still pending. So this is one major challenge that every professional person or non-professional people are facing day-to-day basis. So procrastination is one of the aspect which everyone has to try to overcome. Find your own methods and techniques to overcome this delaying, sitting on one particular job for long. Okay, set a clock for yourself. You have to get in the habit of coming out of procrastination. Okay, laziness, basically, in a layman's word, laziness. All right. Perfectionism. This is a positive term, but it can be negative to some extent. It's not necessary that you have to always be at 100%. It's okay even if you're at 99%. Some people waste too much of time on becoming the perfect, perfect in your work, perfect in your delivery. So see in a big picture, it's okay. Sometimes, we see, like, for example, if you have an MRM, if you have a review meeting, what matters is the numbers, what you're going to present, or the report, what you're going to present. It is not the layout and the color combination or the way you have done it. Of course, that gives an impression, but that takes the second place. First, you focus on finishing the numbers and what is needed in the report. After that, if you're still left with some time, you work on the rest of it. All right. So see the big picture. What your, the other person is expected, you have to focus on that. What they wanted is this. not how you are going to do it. Both are important to groom yourself as a professional, but at the same time, you have to prioritize what is more important. That is what we are talking here. Maintain attainable standard. Whatever you're doing, it has to maintain some standard, not below that, but don't spend too much of time on making the best. No, I have it. Mine has to be better than the other person. Please get away with all those small silly things. Those are all small factors which is not going to affect in any way. What you have to do, you have to do. Seek help when needed. Yeah, this is another bad habit people have. I will only have to do everything. Doesn't matter who. It's okay if you seek help from someone. All right. So at times you can seek help from your subordinates, your colleagues. At home, you can take help from your siblings, your parents, anyone. It's okay. They're all your own people. They can help you. Doesn't mean that you are becoming inefficient because of that. People worry that, if I take help from someone, they might think that I don't know how to do the job, and they may brand me as inefficient. No, it will not happen. They know your standard. They know your efficiency. You can seek help to some extent. All right. Managing disruptions. Okay. Urgent but not important. Some work you have to know what is urgent and what is important and not important. Some work comes, they say it is very urgent, but it may not be so important. Some people, they just use the word urgent to get the things done faster. So analyze and get into that activity. Identifying the disruptions. When somebody is walking, oh, today my time is gone. This person is coming, he'll be talking and wasting my entire time. So you should know, to balance people, to handle the situations. Use another location for work. Sometimes when you have something important to finish, some important task to do, generally people do all this, right? They find a place where you're not being disturbed. Avoid taking on too much. Okay, it's okay. You set your limit that I can do only this much. Learn to say no. This is a very, very big task for many people. Even we have seen, even some leaders are not able to do this. They can't say no to some people. Some of them they might say, but some certain category of people they cannot. Like for your boss, your somebody who's senior, you cannot say no. There's nothing wrong in saying no, but there is a way to say no. You can't say that, no, I can't. That's not the way to say your no. Your no has to be supported with a justification. I'm so sorry, sir or ma'am, I'm not able to do this now because I have this. Your no should be justified without a reason. No, I don't like you, so I will not do this job. So they should not think like that. Correct? Or I'm not in a mood to do. So the reason maybe is anything. So they may, perceive that, they might think, okay, this person is not interested to grow. Maybe you may have a genuine reason why you're not doing it. All right. So always use no with a justification. All right. Decision making, decide to prioritize. Yes, this is also another skill, a soft skill which everyone should possess in your professional and your personal life. Decision making. They are not able to decide whether to do this or whether to do this. So you should be having a very good decision making skill to prioritize your job. All right. Identify the time wasters. We spoke about it. What are your time wasters? No, I waste too much of time on web series, or I waste too much of time in this getting dressed up, or anything for that matter. So try to avoid, try to identify your weakness. Okay, weakness which leads to wastage of time, and try to overcome that. Audit your time. You should know every day. You should have a tracker like, okay, today I wasted so much of time in this. With children, generally we do this. See, you were watching TV for so long. Nowadays kids, I don't know, they may not watch too much of TV, but they have their own phone and tab and all that. So we tell them, see, you watched something for 2 hours and now you have to do your homework. You have to sit overnight and do your work, right? That means you're auditing the time. So even as an adult, we should have an auditing system, at least in your mind. Okay, we don't want to put your template, audit template and process and all that in place. At least in your mind, before you go to bed, you analyze how you spent your day. All right. How productive you were. Very, very important. What did I do today? What did I do last month? All these usually, we may link it with our work and the result. If you're a salesperson, how many leads did I bring to the company? How many leads did I convert it? We always calculate from that angle. We will not think how productive I was as a person. It's very important, right? Every human life has a value. So think how you are productively utilizing your time. Delegate responsibilities. I spoke about this point in the beginning also. It's not just taking help, and delegating is slightly different. Okay, taking help is from anyone. Delegating, you can delegate, but there are certain uh, way you have to delegate your work. You can't delegate it to anyone who you want. You have to delegate to someone who knows about the work. But there is no problem in delegating. There are some people who doesn't delegate their work. They say, no, I don't find, I'm not comfortable delegating because I may land up doing everything after that also. They are not good. That means you're not training them properly. If you, as a manager, if your people are not doing the job as per your expectation, that means you're not grooming them well. Okay, train your team properly so that you can delegate some of your responsibilities to them. Understand the strength and weakness. Okay, understand the strength and weakness of your team member. Accordingly, you have to delegate your job. Try to convert the weakness into strength through various trainings and other activities. Plan tomorrow's task today. All right, I think we all do this. At least we want to do this. Okay, but try to do that practically. Take some breaks. Very, very important. Okay, we all know we just have 1440 minutes a day. In that, at least try to take some breaks in between. Get into some hobbies, take nice meals, eat healthy food, exercise, socialize with your friends, keep yourself happy end of the day. Some tips for the professionals. Okay, create a time audit. This is exclusively for people who are working in an office. Okay, before meeting, determine your desired result. So meeting is one area in every office. There lots of time has been wasted. People doesn't know, okay, there is a routine that every Monday I have a meeting. Nobody knows what we are going to discuss. They just go, they talk, beginning 10-15 minutes, they just chit chat, and then they talk little bit. Again, they'll waste some time. Next day meeting or next week meeting, same topic they are going to discuss. Have a plan. Determine your result. What I'm going to achieve out of this meeting. Put a time limit on every task. I have 2 hours for this. I have 3 hours for this. I have 1 week for this. So you should have a time limit. Plan your week on Sundays or your weekly off day whenever. So on Sunday, I know everyone wants to take that break. I just told that you have to take a break. But end of the day on Sunday evening, what I'm going to do the next entire week. At least cerebral planning you have to do. From your mind, you have a planning for your day. Create a daily plan. Okay, if your role requires a daily planning, please get into the habit. Add a done list to your to-do list. We spoke about maintain a to-do list, but also add a done list that gives that positive vibes in you. All right, complete your most important and demanding task first thing in the morning. Okay, some days you have some very, very demanding job to be completed. Finish it off in the morning itself, because second half is generally it is quite lethargic for everyone, or you may get something more important, something urgent comes up, something emergency comes up, you may not able to finish this. So try to do all these important tasks in the morning. Don't get hang up on small details. Okay, some people spend lots of time on finding in small details, very inquisitive about unnecessary things which may not add any value to your project or on your task. Okay, so ignore all those small aspects. Get into the big picture. We saw in the previous slide, focus on the big picture. Schedule breaks between the tasks. You should schedule your timeline for break. It's not your friend who will determine. And one more tip I want to give you personally, never plan your break depending on your friends or your colleagues. Okay, maybe you want to spend some time with your friend, but not on a daily basis, because when you're at work, work is more important, right? Friendship, yes, it is there after the working hours. So your break, you have to decide based on your responsibilities, based on your task which is assigned to you, not depending on your friend's task. All right, your friend may be free at 11 o'clock, but you are extremely busy at 11. So you get worried. My friend may get angry that I didn't go with him or her for a tea break. Don't bother about all those things. If your friend thinks like that, then he or she cannot be considered as your friend. That is my point of view. Okay, so everyone should understand each other and work together. Plan your time for yourself. Make the most waiting most of your waiting time. Many times we wait unnecessarily for certain things, right? When you go to a bank or when you go somewhere else, where your salesperson waiting to meet a client, you just wait for 2 hours, 3 hours, and what are you doing? So you know, if at all you have some mails to be cleared, if at all you have to make some calls, finish all that work during that. It's not that every time it comes up, but whenever possible, finish all your, small things during this waiting time. Don't waste time. Basically, organize your email. So many people, they don't check their mail. They keep all the mail for the end of the day. There may be some very important mails. So put some bucketing, archive system. I think people are doing it. They're following it. I've just made it as a point. If at all someone who doesn't do this, you can utilize these tips. All right. In spite of all this, we don't know where our time goes, right? Very prime time we sometimes waste unnecessarily. So which are those areas? Which are those time wasters? All right. Everyone, we all have time wasters in our life. So there are broadly two categories. One is the external time wasters. The other one is the internal time wasters. What are external time wasters? Those are your social media habit. Okay, getting onto the phone, biggest time waster on the earth now, right? On even if you get 2 minutes break, you take your phone, isn't it? So that is first thing which you have to very consciously start practicing. Office socializing, it is very important, but sometimes it become a very what to say, they get addicted to socializing. They have to, they every half an hour they have to go and meet their colleagues, or they unnecessarily sit and talk for a long time, extended lunch breaks. All these are unnecessary social office socializing. Too many conferences, try to avoid too many meetings. Spur of the moment visitor, some visitor is coming suddenly, you don't know. So these are all external wasters. Poor work environment. Okay, work environment means it can be your the ecosystem, the um, decorum of the place. That means you clutter everything, your file, you're not organized, you can't find things. Patient is in front of you, you don't even get a rubber stamp. Sometimes you'll be searching for it, you don't find a stapler. Very simple, you don't find a stapler, you don't find a pen. These are all very important. It may sound very small and silly, but it adds value to your organizing skill. All right. Uncertain goals, we spoke about it. People who are not determined and firm about their goals, they don't know what to do. Trying to get others assistance, taking help from others is it's important. At the same time, depending on someone for everything, that is not a good habit. There is always a balance between all these aspects what we are talking. Now let's look into the internal wasters. This is all pertaining to an individual. Okay, so pertaining to individual, there are two, external and internal. Internal is certain habits within you. Okay, one is procrastination, which I spoke in the beginning. Laziness, no or insufficient planning. Some people are not at all planned. They think, no, they say nobody has seen tomorrow, so what is there to plan? Yeah, all these are philosophically sounds very nice, but if you don't, as long as we are here, we are all live with a positive thought that we are going to do this in future. Okay, so let's plan certain things. Major indecisiveness, they are not going able to decide on certain things. Some people are bad in decision making. Okay, so this is another habit which you have to adapt. Physical mental tiredness. Okay, obviously people are lazy, they don't do the job, they will have lots of other problems. So they will be physically, they are not fit, they are mentally also tired, not being able to say no. Okay, they take everything onto your head and then land up doing nothing. Low inspiration. Okay, when you are in such a state, obviously you will not have that inspiration to do anything, because lots of work piled up on your head. How will you get inspiration? From where do you get the inspiration? Okay, so low inspiration, overthinking, overconfidence. Okay, thinking too much on certain things and overconfident. Yeah, I can do it in 1 hour's time. This is overconfidence. Don't have overconfidence. If you plan your activities properly, analyze your project, analyze your task, then you will know, oh, this much to do, then 1 hour wouldn't be sufficient. So if you plan properly, you will not be overconfident. All right. All right. So we, in the first segment, we spoke and we saw more on the professional side. Okay. Now we'll see what is the role of time in your work-life balance. Very important, right? So people, when we talk about time management, it's all about balancing your personal life, your family life, and the me time and the professional life, right? Along with your profession, how you can manage your family. Work-life balance challenges. What are the challenges of work-life balance? You all know one main is the family time. The bonding between the family members, lack of bonding, household activities, right? We are not able to manage the house properly. I'm not able to do the cleaning properly. I'm not able to do, gardening properly. My wardrobes are in mess. My kitchen is in mess. So this is another challenge, especially women, what they face, emotional well-being. We're not getting connected with people, our own family members. Emotionally, we are, the gap is becoming bigger and bigger because you're not getting time. Some people, they don't even see each other for days together, right? Personal time, there's no personal time. People are not finding time for their hobbies. They are not going out for a vacation. They're not able to enjoy what they want to do. Talents, people have lots of hidden talents. They don't find time to improve on or to build on their personal talents and fitness. People don't find time for exercise, yoga, or meditation, or anything for that matter, all because they're not managing their time properly. All right. So, how do we um, do this? How do we balance our work life? So, some thoughts, some ideas, hope it will work for you people. I'm sure 99% you all will be following this. This may not be something new, but as a trainer or as a speaker today, I thought I will just highlight on certain points. Those who are very new in professional life or those who are new with your family life also can follow this. Hope this will help you. Okay, household activities, how you will manage your household, right? Prioritize here also, prioritization, what has to be done first. So on a weekdays when everyone is busy, what all you can do. Okay, cooking, and you, with no doubt you have to do every day. Cleaning, probably you can keep it for your weekend. So these kind of prioritization, and from what time to what time they have to sit with the children for homework, these are some type kind of prioritization you can do. Include the family in your house cleaning. Okay, so that is also very, very important. It will ease in your load. Okay, and also it is giving room for people to get along, work together, and get connected with each other and understand everyone's load. Okay, everyone thinks it's only mom has to do the cleaning, or some houses now things are changing. Okay, both the couple, they share the load, so children think it's parents responsibility. No, grown up children, they can also do the cleaning job. So assign the task to everyone, break house chores into chunks. Okay, divide the cleaning. This is exclusive for household activities. Okay, if your house, okay, this week I'm going to do the kitchen cleaning, next week the balcony, something like that. You can divide and see, maybe you will be able to, because you're not piling up the clutter. Okay, within 1 week it is okay. We can wait till a week after that for cleaning. Clean as you go. Many times what happens, when you're watching TV, you find a dust there, but you just watch the TV and you ignore the dust. It gets piled up for weeks together, and then you have to find schedule a time to clean it. So when you're watching TV, there are so many commercial break comes, you find the dust, you can just wipe it off immediately. Not only the TV, anything, you see it on the wardrobe, you see it on the table. Okay, have some napkins around, which is very handy. Immediately grab it, wipe it then and there. Teach these habits to your children also. All right, so these are all will add, and it will help every working couple or working people to maintain their house also neatly. Organizing. Again, early to bed, early to rise. Big challenge, right? Early to bed. I think nowadays early to bed is become more challenging than early to rise, right? Because of all your thanks to the smartphones, right? So early to bed, early to rise. Without this, you cannot do anything. Okay, because yeah, you all know that very well. Night kitchen cleaning, this is very, very important. Okay, never go to bed without cleaning your kitchen. It is not because to ease in your work next day morning. It is also a feel good factor in the morning when you enter the kitchen. I think that's the first place that everyone enter in the morning, of course, other than your washroom. If you see the kitchen clean in the morning, you get such a positive vibe. You feel like doing some cooking. Otherwise, it's like, oh my God, now when will I do the cleaning? When will I do the cooking? It's getting late for children. I have to do the lunch. So many things. You clean the kitchen before you go to bed. You keep everything organized. You know what you're going to prepare for the next day. So you might need your mixie jar ready to grind the masala. Keep the jar. You might need some particular, vessels to prepare that food. Keep that, tawa and all that. Keep it ready. Keep the lunch boxes ready. All right. Try to keep these are all will not take on the previous day. Say one thing I want to tell you. I'm little being experienced. Okay. I've been married to 23 years. So I've handled all this. The time you spend the previous day night to do all this may be just hardly half an hour. Trust me, you will need just half an hour to do this. But the same task, if you want to do the next day morning, with an additional pressure of going to work, handle the children and everything else, it takes more than 1 hour or at least 45 minutes. And the tension you're building onto your mind. So try to do this before you go to bed. Find time saving meal strategies. I think this in every household, people do that. Plan a menu for the week. Sundays, you can enjoy your meal however you want, but at least have some basic, at least, some breakfast. I think this is something everyone does. Prepare beforehand. Very important, keep at least plan what dress you're going to wear for the next day. Keep your, or if you ask me, you should have a set of dress which is meant only for office. Okay, and keep that completely separate. Keep your bag ready with whatever you have to carry the next day morning to your office. Okay, keep your lunch bag ready. Keep the everything ready the next day when you have to leave. Socks, washed dresses, your handkerchief. All these are something which you waste too much of time searching and you're building tension in you. All right, your wallets, your car key, or anything for that matter. Family time, family routine and rituals. Okay. Have some routine or ritual exclusively for your family members. For example, at least one, try to practice at least one meal a day together, all of you together. I know breakfast and lunch may be a challenge, but at least dinner, you ensure that all of you sit together and have your dinner. At least monthly once, have some puja or your prayers, whichever God you believe in, together, all your family members. Go for a vacation, have some practice, okay, every last Sunday of the month or every last Saturday of the month, we will go out, or some have some schedule for that. Because now the world, it is really sad that we have to schedule all these things, because in olden days all these used to happen naturally. But let's find solution. We can't blame, because the world has become like that. Everyone is very busy, we have to earn our livelihood, but it is part and parcel of that. But we have to find a time. How you find a time? So you have to put a schedule. If you don't do that, you will lose that bonding among your family members. All right. Most important, don't let gadgets distract you. When you're with your family, keep that damn phone away from you. Okay, I've seen in one program or some movie, I don't remember, but they ensure that they keep a box, they put the phone into that when they come for their meal. Unless and until you make it like a process, they were not following. They, okay, will not touch the phone, but the phone has to be next to them. All right. No, if it is next to you, some pop-up will come, some WhatsApp will come, and you want to see that. So make sure that it is away from you. All right. That is the big culprit, actually taking away all our time. Me time. This is very, very important. This is nothing to do with your work, your family, because as a person, you are end of the day an individual person. You have to take care of yourself. Why the me time is important? Because it will cut off from your external factors which may be bothering you. Within the family, within the organization also, you may have so many factors which is bothering you. Find time for yourself. How you will enjoy your time. Okay, dedicate some time for yourself. It will refresh your mind with new thoughts, increase your attention to focus, increases self-awareness. Why am I like this? Why am I looking sad? I used to be so bubbly, I used to enjoy my life, but what is happening to me? Increase your eternal happiness. Have some time dedicated for you. Though I have put an image of a female, maybe because I am a female, so I put a female image, but it is applicable to everyone, men and women. You should have time for yourself. All right. How to plan your me time? Allot time for yourself. You know whether you can do it in the morning or in the evening. Accordingly, you have to keep that extra half an hour or 1 hour for yourself. Plan a routine which is manageable and consistent. Okay. Maybe you go for a walk, you read your religious book, or you do a meditation, you listen to music, you do gardening, you do whatever you want, but which is doable by you. My neighbor is doing, my friend is doing, so let me do that. No, it will not work. It is their convenience. What is suitable for you, you should find out that, and you have to do accordingly. And do something or identify some habit which is consistent, okay, which you can maintain. I'll do for 1 day, 2 days, after that gone for a toss. I have seen many of my friends, they get into gym, they're so excited, they buy everything, they spend so much of money, they go for a week, and after that it's all everywhere. Even at home, some people, they have bought treadmill machine, it's all lying there, they dry clothes on that, right? So do something which you can maintain for long. Include things you enjoy. So do something which you enjoy. Otherwise, you will become like, the others who do for a week and then gone. Get challenging tasks out of your way. Whatever may come, you have to follow that half an hour or 1 hour for you. All right. Make your family understand, okay, it is mom's, she will be doing during this time, she's into this. During Sunday this time she will be practicing this. So make your family understand, this is my time, I need my space. All right, don't make it sound very rude, but it is the fact. All right, because it's your time, you have to fight for it. Fix your me time without any guilt. Never feel guilt that I'm doing this, okay, because end of the day we are all individuals. All right. Okay, we have come almost towards the end of the session, but very, very, very important session. This is how to wake up early, right? Every day I want to wake up early. I set my alarm at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, but I wake up by 8 o'clock. Time is gone. Very big challenge, especially with new generation. So I don't know whether these tips will help you, but 99% it should help you. Okay. First, allow yourself a sleep earlier. Okay, try to go to your bed little early. How you'll go early? You have to avoid your phone, number one. Can you believe something? Okay, this this is a practice I saw with my husband. Okay, um, one day at 11:30 the night, the alarm was ringing. So I was wondering why the alarm at 11:30. Then he said, "This is my alarm to go to sleep." He's so much into phone and something, he forget the time. Sometimes he realizes it's 1 o'clock already, 2 o'clock already, and he is still awake. So he has kept an alarm to sleep. Can you believe, believe this sad plight that we are going through? We forget to sleep because of the phone, because maybe because of the work pressure also. Okay, some people are so much tense that they want to come out of it and they watch movies or something else. Okay, but you have to go to bed. You find your own technique. Okay, but I felt that is actually useful because you have your phone on your hand and the alarm rings and you're okay, I have to sleep now. But you have to sleep. It's not that you off the alarm and again continue to watch. So some determination you have to build. Start slowly by waking up 15 to 30 minutes earlier than usual. Okay, someone who is in a habit of waking up by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, overnight, if you want to wake up by 6 o'clock, it will not happen, and never try to do that, because you may be able to wake up for 1 day, but that will again go back to your 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Try to make it slowly. Okay, 8 o'clock, tomorrow I'll wake up by 7:45 or 7:30. Do that for 4 5 days, and again slowly increase it further. Okay, 1 hour. Like that, over a period of time, you will be able to achieve your task. Okay, put your alarm clock far from your bed. We all do that, right? We just keep it next to our bed. Alarm rings, you snooze it, leave it. Again, it will ring, snooze it, leave it. So what's the benefit if you keep it away? You have to get up from the bed to switch it off. So when you get up from the bed, don't go back to the bed again. Okay, you have to switch it off. Immediately leave the room. Okay, there are kids, I know, I still remember my son used to do this. Okay, I will wake him up. I'll make him to sit in the hall sofa. After 5 minutes, when I come back, he's again gone back to sleep. But we are adults. We can't expect that from, it's okay with children, but as adults, we can't do that. You should be more strong in your mind. What is your aim? What is your determination? You have to wake up early. Leave your room at the earliest. And, sorry, leave your room and then open the windows, open the door, go leave your house, just get out of the house, see around, walk in, if you have a space to walk around, just spend 5 minutes, not more than that. You are okay, you are alert, you are fine. All right. These are all some tips. Actually, I follow all these tips and enjoy the break of dawn. It's very beautiful to see the early morning days. Very beautiful. Okay. Just open the window, open your balcony, just stand there. It's very calm and quiet outside. Sun is just rising. It is really beautiful. I'm not trying to be poetic. I'm not a poet, but it is really beautiful. It's through my experience. Try to adapt all this on a day-to-day basis, but determination which makes a difference. Okay. With that, turn your system into habits. Whatever we have spoken now, whatever we have read, whatever tips we have gone through, don't take it as a task. Oh, I have to wake up at this time. No, can try to convert everything into your habit. You might have seen like elderly people, the senior citizens, even now after retirement also they wake up at 5. Why? Because it's become a habit for them. Right? They have their breakfast on time, lunch on time, dinner on time, because everything has become a habit. Try to convert all that into a habit. You will definitely enjoy doing all that. Okay. So time is free, but it is priceless. You can't own it, but you can always use it. You can't keep it with you, but you can spend it. Once you have lost it, we can never get it back. These are not my words. This is said by Mr. Harvey Mackey, one expert on time management. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you gain some information and some tips which will definitely add value on your professional and your personal life. I wish you all the very best for your career and your family life. Thank you so much. Yes, with that, we have come to the end of the session. So any questions, anything you want to ask, you can speak. You need not have to message here. You can speak. Yeah, please. Pooja Singh. Pooja, please go ahead. Unmute yourself and talk.
Hello.
Yeah, Pooja.
Yeah, ma'am. I just want to ask, like, in this session, the session was very good.
Thank
But
you
in
so
the
much.
session, you mentioned when we are showing the priorities and somebody is forcing us to do something which is actually we are not finding important, and it
Right.
happens in our day-to-day life in our office.
Correct. Correct.
So if we say like this, "Ki, I'm really sorry, ma'am, and I'm not able to do this because the another which was most important thing, I
Yeah.
was busy in that."
Yeah.
But in the case if the person is like he
Your
or she
boss.
don't want to listen,
Yeah.
what can we do? Means
So, okay.
what should be
So
done?
what happens? I'm sorry, I missed that point. Actually, I should have spoken about it. What do you do in this situation? Is so you can always give an alternative. Okay. Maybe that work is important for her also. At the same time, your work is also important. There may be someone else who's free. Okay. There are two options. That other person can take your position and do your job, or you can assign that job to her or him. All right. Or you can give an alternative to that person. So again, I'm telling it may not be 100% possible on every situation, but as much as possible, I am sure that is doable. All right, find some alternative solution, give them the solution. That's why your no should be justified. Why you are saying no, Pooja? Because it again depends on what kind of work. Maybe I gave a very hypothetical example by asking for a report when they have a meeting on that same day. So on same day, if your manager is looking for a report on the same day, then that shows their planning. Okay, they should have planned it much ahead. Okay, if it is something urgent, if you're into something else, and if your job someone else can't do it, probably you can request, ma'am, okay, I will get it done, give me 5 minutes time. You can find an alternative and give them a solution. Does that work?
Maybe, ma'am.
Try. You
because
should. You can
because
try.
in my case it was my experience because she was my
Huh,
senior and
huh.
it was a
I
bit
understand.
chaotic
I
scene
guessed
that
so.
time.
I guessed so. I guess so. It happens. But does it happen always, Pooja?
Ma'am, it's most common actually. I
Hmm.
am from nursing profession and
Oh,
it's very
okay.
common here.
See, one thing I want to tell you, okay, I had to see whether it is it only to you or your entire nursing team is facing this problem. Then your supervisor or your senior needs a counseling. You understood what I'm
Ma'am,
trying to say?
actually we are from nursing training department, and
Oh,
usually
okay.
our task is like on the daily basis we have some challenges, and regarding that we need to give training to our staff nurses.
Hmm.
So sometime it is in the form of lecture, sometime it should be the form of PPT or some role play.
Hmm.
But suppose just want to give you example. My senior, she said that you have to make video for each and every incidents, and the count of
Okay.
incidents was 7 to 8,
Oh, okay.
and it was very difficult, like because we need to arrange for the articles equipments from the store and somewhere, and then we
Mm-hmm.
need to prepare the script also, and she wanted within 1 day, which is actually not possible. And when it was not, like we were not able to do it, she was scolding us.
She was upset. Okay. See, sometimes you have to take that stern call and decision, okay? Because as an educator, you should be given that freedom or to build your own content. Okay, maybe out of that 7 videos, we can tell, okay, some of the incidents are worth showing it to the team. Some of them are normal incidents. You can try to convince them, because again, it's on the other side. If the person is determined that I don't care, then it's a different issue altogether. It is not just the um, you know time management. It is a supervisory skill issue. So that is something has to be handled in a different way altogether. It can,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe, ma'am. I agree, and because my score was actually, I just want to tell you, it was 29, and I thought means I can have it more than 40, but there are some factors which are not letting me to do the score more than 40.
Okay, so I told you, maybe, see, that was just at this moment. Okay, and based on just 10 very common questions we had asked, very very common, but there may be many other scenarios and questions probably would have given you more scores, but these are some common general question, because we cannot balance everyone's uh, you know um, the skills, right? So we have picked up very common scenarios. Based on that is this judgment, but don't get overwhelmed with this judgment. Okay, so if at all you feel, okay, which are the areas where you can improve, try to use that. But one thing, Pooja, I will tell you that you should have control on your role and what you want to do, your decisions. All these plays a major role. And if someone else is becoming a block, then you have to see how frequently does it happen, what is the intention, does that block have any sense, does this have any role, is it a genuine block? So there is various other factors which might be going around there. It is not just the time issue. Anyone else? Thanks, Pooja, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I saw lots of messages coming in. Was there any questions? Anyone else? I would love to hear the voice of some more people. All right. Okay, before we wind up, okay, there is a live workshop which is coming up for senior managers or managers and above from every hospital. It is exclusively for hospital leaders. Okay, this is on optimization of resource management. This is the session talks more about how you can utilize the existing resource available in your system, like your finance, your materials, your process, even unwanted process, how you can avoid some unwanted process, and human resource, how you can utilize them to the fullest, and how it is going, all this, with the limited resource, how you can yield the best patient care score. Every manager, they want to reduce the cost, right? You want to get away with the unwanted waste in the system. So we are going to cover all these topics in a live workshop, which is going to happen in our MedLearn office, which is in Dumlur. This is the program will be delivered by a very senior soft skill trainer. And I hope you'll all get a chance to learn more about it. So Subhashri, can you, if you have the link, can we post it here?
Yes, I have posted
This
in
is
the chat.
for any HODs who are in an HOD role or manager and above. It is beneficial for them. So there is a registration process for this program. It is on 18th August. This is just a 4-hour session, and I'm sure you will definitely benefit out of this. Subhashi, can we post the link here? Is it ready?
Yes, I have posted it already.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Subhashri has posted the link on this chat. So kindly click on the link and you can register yourself for the program. I request all of you or anyone who is manager and above, please make use of this opportunity, and you can improve on your cost saving and improve your revenue. All right. I thank you so much. I guess everyone, um, no one else has any more doubts. Thank you so much for that clap, Subhashri. Subhashri, any other formality for them regarding the certificate? You want to say something?
No, Jita.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.